What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planet Coaster. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe. If you haven't already, it would be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, I was pretty strapped for time, but we managed to cobble together the hotel, which was pretty cool, and somehow we managed to make enough money to add this ride right here, the Quick Draw, and it is quickly becoming our best performing ride in the park. It is quite literally the only reason that we're currently in the green. We have nearly 12,000 bucks just chilling in the back pocket. Having said that, though, the hotel and the restaurant, the Undertaker restaurant, are probably going to be closed for the foreseeable future. Just until we get enough foot traffic out here, then we can open them back up and they might actually be profitable. And to hopefully help us get said foot traffic out here, our goal for today is to add yet another ride to the western zone of the park. And I could just do a flat ride, right? That would make my life considerably easier, but it would also be a very short episode. So what I'm thinking we do instead is add another coaster. It would only be our second coaster in the entire park, and I feel like a wooden coaster would just fit the western theme so perfectly. I'm also planning on reserving this little plot of land right over here for either a gondola or some type of train or transport thing to help guests, get around to the other zones a little bit easier, a little bit faster. But we don't have to worry about that just yet because we only have 2 zones. Maybe when we add the third one to the east side, maybe then we'll kind of think about it a little bit more. But I'm going to shut up. And we're going to start by selecting our coaster. Now, we only have 2 wooden coasters available right now, which is fine. I could spend some money and some time researching more, but I think we're just going to send it. And we'll use the, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Zephyrus? We're going to use this one. I don't really know where I want this thing specifically just yet, so let's start building on the station grid. Dude, game changer. Absolute game changer, and I'm ashamed that I didn't know about this sooner. Oh, also, what sort of walls are we going to use? I guess we can worry about this later, but what are these? That is the natural wood plank. So let's start with that, so it at least fits, the rest of the theme out here. And basically all I'm going to do, here, let me type that real quick. Natural squirrely self. And not the wood, actually we could go with the wood batten. Just to make it look a little bit different. I don't hate that. So I'm going to place that there. We're going to go 1 lower and maybe 1 lower still. And now that we have that done, we can do advanced move. And we're just going to drag this up. Oh. The building doesn't follow along with it, dude. So I gotta do a big selection then. That's my bad. That's rookie mistake right there. Actually a rookie mistake. Now we can slide it on up. And it should look beautiful. There we go. Might be too tall. Might not be tall enough. I don't really know yet. But we're just gonna bring this all the way around. And then here we are gonna have to do something a little bit different. I want to say it was these that we're using for that. There we go. So we'll put one there, rotate it around, do another one, and then we just need a 2-meter high wall to fit in that little gap. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side, but to make my life a little bit easier here, we're just going to do a big selection, or rather a small selection, duplicate it, and slap it down on the other side. Nice and easy. It does look horrible at the moment, but at least, the height is where it needs to be and everything's great. So, now 2 paths. We are going to go with this one. I feel like the horizontal wood plank looks a little bit better than it going vertical. I'm feeling that. That'll work. Now we get to start editing this track. I know I say this all the time, but I constantly get comments about, this dude doesn't know how to build a coaster, like what the heck is he thinking? And I get that. I don't know what I'm doing, but I really enjoy this game. And it seems like a lot of you really enjoy seeing me struggle. So we've kept it around, right? We've brought the series back for season 2. essentially. So I'm gonna bring that right around like this. We'll have just a subtle drop, and then we'll start the chain lift. The drop is just so people, you know, the guests don't get bored immediately. Will that actually work? I don't know. Time will tell. But we are gonna bring this up nice and high here. And now that we've hit that point, I don't know if I want to go to the left or to the right. I guess left would probably make the most sense, right? Because we have this open area here. We could use that for the queue. And then we could scoot the whole like coaster station much closer to the main path here. We could have the entrance to the queue on this side. Maybe the exit, since I selected a different coaster station, the exit's actually going to be on the back side of the station for a change. So maybe we drop that down and have them exit somewhere over here. I'm just trying to get people to not use the tiny path that I made as much. Hopefully this will fix that. But we will most certainly need a little bit of banking. Can I turn off the catwalk on this? Yes, I can. We only really want the catwalk like at the start. This might be a bit too much. Might be a little insane. But let's start a test and we'll see how she does. Oh, and I also didn't adjust the chain lift speed. Let me change that really quick. Chain lift should be max speed 14 miles per hour. Basically Mach 5. Here we go. Is it gonna be too much for people? It is scary, but it doesn't seem to be that bad. Okay, let's keep her going then. So at this point, the only thing we can really do with wooden coasters, I mean, we have some non-inverted things, but we can't ever do a loop or anything cool with wooden coasters. I'm gonna stop the test. We already know that people are just gonna go flying. So something that guests really enjoy are some hills. And I've been told not to make these hills equal heights as the initial drop. Logically, that does make sense, but I'm not exactly a logical person. So I appreciate all you trying to help me out with my coaster designs. However, I'm hoping that they'll have at least enough speed to do 2 hills of the same size. So let's just start with that. We'll test her out again, and we'll see what the excitement is going to do here. Hopefully it'll be at least 10. That is, yeah, bit nauseating, bit too fast, maybe? So, should we make the hills bigger? That doesn't seem like a bad idea. Here they come again. Not as nauseating this time. Fear is like perfect right in the middle at 5. And excitement was nearly an 11. I don't actually know that it can hit 11. But we're doing good. So far, so good. So now at this point, a 45 is probably too tight, right? They're going to come down this thing with a lot of speed. So I have it banked already. Let it be known, I have it banked. We're going to go up a slight angle. Just a slight angle until right about here. And then I think we can kind of flatten that off. Still seems pretty good to me. What about this, though? Is that going to do all right? Actually, yes. We are kind of starting to run out of space this direction, so I've got it banked negative 22.5 degrees. We're going to go with a 45-degree turn. We'll start going up slightly, up a little bit more, back down, and then down again, making this straight. Is that going to do good stuff? Maybe? Excitement still seems good, dude. That's all I'm focusing on. As long as the excitement is high, it should be a good coaster. We do also have a coaster challenge to build a coaster with at least 2.5 seconds of air time. I don't even know where I see that information at. Oh, it would be in here at the end of the test. But to see that, we do have to have a completed track. So let me finish that first, I suppose. It seems to me like they're losing a lot of their speed after this section right here. Those hills are probably just a bit too tall. And then right here doesn't really help them because they're just not gaining the speed that they need. Dude, the excitement is so low now. So I'm going to go ahead and just back this on up and make this, I don't know, is that the third set of hills? It's basically all hills. That's what wooden coasters really are. But I think I'm going to make this just a little bit shorter. I've also been told to add more block sections to my coasters, so I've tried to add them at the end. I don't know if that's really what you're supposed to do. I've also seen people add them like right at the top of the first drop. I don't know what's better, what's worse, but I've decided to go with at the end of the actual coaster. And now we can add a second train in here. Still 3 cars is going to be the maximum. That's probably just because of the size of our coaster station, but at least we'll have more than 1 car running at a time, which is awesome. Let's bump this up to 120 like everything else. Don't block station. We're going to leave that unchecked. That could be a mistake, but we are going to leave that unchecked. Now for the entrance, I think I'm going to actually just slap that sucker down smack dab in the middle. And the exit, I want to try to put as close to the operator as I can. It looks like that's going to be about as good as it's going to get for that. Let's go ahead and start a full test. And we'll sit on down in the ride camera. We'll see how this thing's going to perform. Oh, wait. Can I have my test results? Thank you. Very important. Very, very important. Dude, it doesn't even seem like this first hill is that tall. Okay, but you are hooking down this thing. There's no brakes, but it sounds like there's brakes for some reason. Okay. Still seems pretty good on the excitement, though, up and over each hill. Now is where it's starting to slow down. We're at 30 miles per hour. Is it going to pick up some more speed? There's 40. Okay. But it is most certainly slowing down, even though I made those hills a little bit smaller. And wow. That is way too slow through here, dude. All right. What about up into the station? Hey, that ain't bad. That ain't bad, because again, this is a block section now. What are our results? Hey, could be worse. Could be worse, but I know exactly where we need to improve. What is our prestige now? 662. That's not good. That's not good. We can do better.
A few moments later.
All right. I know what you're thinking. Toogii, these hills look absolutely bonkers, but they work. Look at the excitement, dude. Look at the excitement through that. It does look very odd. It's almost coming to a complete point there. And then on the backside here, I added a small little section of rollers or whatever you call those, just to kind of push the train along, because it does lose quite a bit of speed trying to come back up to the same height as the coaster station. Okay, it improved, but not much. Our prestige really hasn't changed. Wait, what? So this is how block sections work. I always thought that people put the block section at the top of the hill, but they don't. Or they must not. It just stays until this train reaches the block section, or at least the station, and then this one will start its descent. Right? Okay. Okay, well now I know. I don't really think that there's much else that I could do to improve this design, if you want to even call it that. So I think what we're going to do is complete the queue, make sure the path and everything, the exit path included, is all good to go, and then we'll open her up. Usually after the first group of guests gets off of the ride, the prestige does improve. Though with this one, I'm guessing it'll only improve to like 700 or 800, maybe. But we don't know until we try, right? What have I done? Ascendance has broken down. Awesome. Great, cool. I think we're gonna address that in a little while. Hopefully we can kind of fix that. But what on earth is this queue? This is just so bizarre, dude. It's mega weird. I do like the priority queue entrance and exits, right? It gets them as close to the front of the line as we can possibly get them, which is awesome. But I just think it looks kind of funky right now. I don't know. And then the exit path, I wanted the steps to go this way, but since this track goes down immediately, I can't exactly fit a staircase underneath that section. So that's probably about as good as it's going to get. I have good news, though. The Prestige is now 736 after completing the queue. Somehow that gave us a 20% queue scenery rating. I'm guessing it's just because we have this little building right next to the front entrance. It would probably make the most sense. But 736, dude, that's not that bad. I mean, it's not great, but we're going to do some quick maths here. See if we can't get us a good ticket price. 736 divided by 35 is going to get us a initial ticket price of 21 and 2 cents. Yeah, I'm going to be that guy, okay? I've got to do it, dude. Maximizing profits, you guys know the deal. So now, we can open her up, and with any luck, after the first group of guests gets on and gets off, our prestige will improve. Maybe. Oh, another thing that we can do, hang on a second, let's actually close this just for a moment, just for a sec. Don't freak out, we'll open her right back up. We can change the coaster car, or the train car. We have the Gnarler. That's actually not too bad. I think I've used that once before. We have the Monster. That's a very classy looking coaster car right there. I think I might like that the best. Otherwise we have whatever this one was that I can't pronounce. The Stars and Stripes I think would make more sense if it were part of the USA portion of the park, but it ain't. This is the Wild West we're talking about, so I'm thinking maybe we go with the Monster. And we can probably tweak the colors a little bit, but we don't have to do that right this second. They're gonna make me retest just because we changed the car, man. Alright, well, let's fast forward through this. And again, with any luck, our prestige will only improve. Survey says 730. It actually went down, didn't it? Let's see. Under operations. Oh, we can make the cars longer. That might also help. Let's make them as long as we possibly can. 5 cars? I mean, that's going to get a lot more people on and off of this ride. And then we'll have to retest, of course. Come on, baby. 741. It got better. It actually got better. Okay, so let's readjust our ticket price then. It's not going to improve much, but 741 divided by 35 is $21 still. But this time, a whopping 17 cents. And we can open her back up. Now, we need to address the elephant in the room, and that is our flat rides and our coasters keep breaking down, which is very, very negatively affecting our monthly profit. So what a lot of you suggested we try, I stepped in sick. How was that people's top thought? Anyways, Wild Blue just broke down, so that's cool. But under our staff, I believe we do this in staff, right? For our mechanics, we are going to upgrade every single one of them. And by upgrade, I mean we're going to train them so that they're just more efficient at their job. And hopefully doing that, even just one thing of training. Hopefully by doing that, they'll get around to repairing and maintaining the rides a little bit sooner. I don't know. Now that we have a super sick coaster out there, we're going to have to reselect everything in the park for our main entrance advertisement. And then you guys know the deal. Got to do the same dang thing for the exit sign. And it was also recommended that we add an entrance sign to the western area of the park. So let me see if there just already happens to be one, like a blueprint one that we could kind of tear apart and customize, because this path here is so much wider than our main entrance, right? So it's gonna be a little tricky to try to get a sign to go over top of the entire thing, but I'm down to try it out.
2 very boring minutes later.
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a prefab sign for us to use, but that just means we're going to make one, which is no big deal. What I did find, however, are some additional little scenery pieces. So we have a wagon here with TNT that's rigged to explode at literally any minute because they put a lit candle, 2 lit candles, right next to the TNT fuses. They're not the brightest, these Wild West folk. They're not the brightest. And then here is just a campsite. You know, just stuff to make the place look a little bit more lived in and really sell the Western theme. We have another campsite right here, and then I actually don't know what this is. I haven't the slightest clue. It looks similar to this, kind of, but yeah, I'm just not really sure what to think about it. It was called like Gold in Them Hills, I think. So I don't know if it's supposed to be like a gold extractor device. I have no idea. What does this say? Tonics, elixirs, curative potions. Okay, that's not at all what I thought it was then, just based off of the name. Also, real quick, before we start tweaking this sign, did our prestige improve? It did. 816 now, ladies and gents. Again, that's not great. I'm sure a lot of you could do much better. But for a wooden coaster, I would say that that's not that bad. So now, $23.31. $23.31 is what we can charge for entry. And we've got even more guests hopping on board, dude. That feels good. That feels real good. We're starting to make some money. So, these are the scenery pieces that I found that I think we could use to make a decent looking main entrance sign to the Wild West. If these two don't end up looking good, we have this miscellaneous one sort of as a backup. But I wanna try to use these first. So let's just move that up here. We can rotate it around. This is the largest Wild West or like Western themed sign that I could find. And I also found these boots that I just thought looked kind of neat. So I'm going to put that one there. They've got spurs on it, dude. It totally just fits the theme over here. Whoops. I meant to duplicate that. And I'm going to place it there. I'm hoping that it has a backside. Like if we rotate it around, it does. Okay, but I need to use the grid when I'm turning the thing around. That way it doesn't get all wonky on us. There we go. Now we can rotate her around. Beautiful. Beautiful. I just need it to look exactly the same as the other. We're doing like mirrored boots. One on either side. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. In fact, I think that'll work pretty well. This one needs to go out just a hair. Just stick out just a hair. There it is. All right, and I don't think that sign is centered whatsoever, but let's figure out if it's going to look good with some text on it. So let's just do Wild West. I can't type. I'm one of those people, even though I've been using keyboards for years, I did typing classes, dude, I can't not look at my keyboard when I type stuff. Maybe it's just me. It is upside down. It is upside down. We can fix that. We can fix that. That ain't a big deal. There it is. All right. So what do we think of that text? Does that look Wild Western? I'm going to do this in all caps as well. And then we should just change this to white. And then make sure the black is actually like black. There it is. Okay. You know what? That'll work. That'll work. Assuming that I made this properly spaced out and it's wide enough to fit over the path, I do think that that'll work. And then let's go ahead and duplicate this sign. We'll rotate it around and just put another one on the back side. We should probably do the same thing with the boots too, just to make it look a little bit nicer. There we go, and then we just need to drag them on over so they're on the opposite side. That is nice. That is nice. Yeah, I don't think we'll end up needing this miscellaneous one. It looks a little bit piratey anyways. Not really Western themed. Let's drag her on over and we'll see if we did good. That seems pretty bang on, dude. I'm not one to like toot my own horn, pat myself on the back too much. You guys know that, but I think we nailed that. That looks perfect. Oh, the other thing is we should probably, set the advertised destination to only the Wild West this time. All right, that'll do. Now what I have to do is find better homes for the new scenery sets that we found, and then probably add some more bins and benches to this side. Oh, okay. Right. So our brand spanking new coaster has officially broke down for the very first time, and it's not being repaired because we still haven't addressed our work roster, dude. We haven't changed it since we added a new ride. So let's do that really, really quick. And then we're probably... Ooh, it selected this coaster too. Oh, no, it didn't. It counts Quick Draw as a coaster. I remember. Okay, so we need to save that work roster. It didn't say that we had any entertainers on that. That's weird. Oh, no, that's entertainment points. That is very different. That is very, very different. So we should be good then. But we're probably going to want another mechanic out here at the very least. So let's add him. And then we will change his work roster to, of course, the Western Zone. Caesar! Get to work, brother. Got this guy making his way, finally, making his way to fix this coaster. And this is not the coaster station, like... this isn't the final form of the coaster station. It will look much, much nicer than this. But I need to sleep on it a little bit. I need to think about how I want to go about doing this. And then maybe we could, address the queue, because it's kind of weird as well. At least we have a dang coaster, dude. That was the goal. Add a new ride out here, hopefully get a little bit more foot traffic. It does seem to be a little bit more popular, but I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure if we should open up the hotel or the restaurant. We'll probably wait. Maybe one more ride, right? We've still got all this space out here. Like a mining coaster type thing could be kind of sick. Maybe make some big hills. I got a lot to think about yet. I got a lot to think about, but I ended up moving the TNT wagon just over yonder. We have our bins and our benches placed around all the way over to Quick Draw, which is awesome. Ascendance has now broken down as well. Okay, so it has been a minute, though, since the rides in the USA portion of the park have broken down, which means maybe upgrading our mechanics did actually help us. Oh, can't train until July 20th. Well, we're about there. We're about there. Don't let me forget to train the new guy. I'll probably forget. So, TNT wagon over here. We have whatever the heck this thing was right over yonder. And I wanted to put it there just because I was hoping that it would improve our Q scenery rating for this ride. And it has. Oh, 839 now. Let me make sure that our price is right. 839 divided by 35, 23.97. We are moving up in the world, ladies and gents. We are moving up in the world. And then same thing over here. I decided to put those like campsite things a little bit closer to the queue for this new coaster to try to improve that queue scenery rating. But we still need more. There can always be more. I'm kind of curious. We haven't checked in with our priority passes in quite some time. Let's see what the guests are saying. Priority passes are for suckers. Is that right? Well, maybe we just make them more expensive just because. People are still buying them, but I'm going to bump that up to 15 bones. It's been a while since we've updated that, and I feel like we have way more rides and way more priority queues to kind of make it a little bit more worth it. But unfortunately, I do think that's where we're going to have to wind things down at for today. Once again, If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.